You're live, Matt.
Am I? Oh, there it goes. Okay. It was a little delayed on my end. It said live on yours and not on mine, and I thought that's weird.
Only I'm live.
You're live. I'm not live.
Okay, we're all live.
It's been a long week, people.
Oh, it's been a week.
How's everybody doing out there? We got a lot of people here. Welcome, Bonbini. Thank you guys for joining us. What time do we actually start this officially? 8:30?
8:30.
We got a bunch of you here. That's weird. It was like 7, it just dropped to 3. Maybe they were waiting for us to come.
Oh, they all left.
Go, get out. But assuming any of you are still here, we got Meg here. Hello, Meg. And we got James here. Welcome, James. Cindy's there. Welcome. Thinking about you guys right now.
Sorry, real quick. James, thank you for taking care of that paperwork. I was probably in cruise mode when I wrote the cabin number and just didn't, or booking number or whatever I wrote wrong. Thank you for taking care of it.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. And then I guess I could do this. We got Paul in there. Hello, Mr. Paul. How are you tonight? And we got Ed Roddy. Is that Roddy Woodward?
It is. And I got an awesome email from him today.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't think I knew about that.
Yes, you did.
Did I?
I emailed or I texted you and told you that I needed to get pricing for people.
Oh, that's right. That's right. This week has been...
It's been a week.
I forgot. I was talking to my mom on the phone, and I'm like, yeah, we got some people that are interested. And I thought I remembered everybody, but I felt like I was forgetting one person, and that's who it was. So that would be awesome if you could go on.
I know.
That would be so cool. Let's see who else we got here. Who's this guy? Cruise Talk. I think
he asked what's in your glass.
What's in Buffalo Trace is in my glass. You have to ask, really?
I'm gonna bounce up a little bit here.
Yeah, I don't know. We may have to. He kind of looks like a troll. I think we may have to kick him out of here.
Ha.
Just kidding, of course. JT, hello, my friend. And we got the Professor Travel in here. Hey, we're back up to 12. So
mine says 13.
Oh, mine says 14.
Oh, nice.
I thought you were going to say mine says 15.
No, it doesn't yet.
Professor Travel.
Hello,
you guys
Scott.
Are just in Europe. We're going to get them on here soon to talk all about that.
Yeah, we've got a lot planned for this month.
Let's see. No spoilers now, JT. Let's see here what we got. We got Mr. Kevin Counts coming in from Happy Aloha Friday, enjoying his enchiladas and tamales.
He posted pictures.
I saw that. It made me kind of hungry. Let's see what else we got here. Lots of people saying hello to everybody. Hello, Moonlight Adventures. Welcome. Is the beard still purple? Because I dig the beard, the purple beard. Let's see. Oh, we got Sean from the Down Under Cruises. I'm working on it, Sean. Working on it. G'day, my friend. Good day. Not that long, and we'll be saying g'day in person.
How many days?
A good day.
Do you know how many?
Say g'day.
I haven't even looked.
It starts with a 3. I can tell you that. Meg is enjoying my hat. Yep, little teaser there. Got that for the price of free MSC. Way to go. We got Ocean to Ocean Travel. Welcome, Ocean to Ocean Travel.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us. Look at that. We got Spikers in the house.
Nice. Hello, Spikers.
Hey.
Welcome.
Yeah. Good to see you guys. Let's see what else we got. Wow, nice to having so many people.
I know,
here.
this is awesome.
Wow, look at that guy.
Oh,
we got
Tony. Tony had
Tony Dials.
Big announcement that he put out there on
official, right?
He made it official, yeah.
Congratulations, my friend. You are going to be a great papa and a great mama. Well, you won't be a great mama, but
Cheyenne
will be a great mama. Yes. Yes. Congratulations on
great news for you.
I know
sad news for us that you won't be on the group cruise, but
yes, but you know what?
I guess it's a reasonable reason.
If something was going to keep you off the group cruise, that is worthy news, because I know you guys were really wanting that, And I'm so happy for you, and I'm so happy for the future little dials, because I know that child is going to be in a great situation.
You should name the baby Croc. And middle name like
Croc,
Andrew.
Or Croc Dials.
Croc A Dials.
That's brilliant.
I know. I just named your child.
No worries, man. We understand. Life happens. And look, I will never hold anyone accountable or make anyone feel guilty for not coming into our lives, for missing videos, because
we're really bad about doing that ourselves.
I cannot throw rocks in that glass house. I can tell you that. But look, that's not what it's about. It's about enjoying these kind of lives, the videos. There's no obligation. There's no, you don't have to do this stuff. If you want to hang out and you can hang out and life's not getting in the way, hang out. No guilt here. Okay. I understand though.
Oh, I love those names. If it's a girl, her name is Hermione Noel.
Nice.
And if it's a boy, Sebastian Dean.
Nice. Okay.
I'm in.
Okay. Cool.
I'm totally sold on that.
Cheyenne picked the girl name, not him. That's surprising, actually, considering it's a Harry Potter name. So yeah, it's been a week. We have 2 minutes to start. You want to tell them what you've been doing all week?
Well, hold on. Did you get everyone?
Did I miss somebody?
I feel like you missed someone. Did you say hi to Kevin Counts? You got that one right.
I did say hi to Kevin Counts.
And did you get Tony G? You missed Tony G.
Tony G. I see him now. Tony G, 1975. When you were born, because that makes you a little younger than me, but not much. Welcome.
Someone's on Facebook.
Yeah, it says, "We will see Mama Sandy tomorrow."
Is that Charlie?
Maybe that might be Bev and Charlie. If it is, you guys need to come on our group.
It's Stanley.
Oh, Stanley. Well, Stanley, you should come on a group cruise. I'm glad you're going to see Mama Sandy tomorrow. Please give her a big hug for me. She's probably out there today. Cindy says, can't stay long, but wanted to pop on real quick and say, hey, hello, Cindy. It was good seeing you. Someday we're going to hang out. It's going to happen.
How about that guy?
Point. Austin Deal, what's the deal with that guy? He's never here anymore.
I know, he was here for like a while, and then he was like,
Austin, my brother from another mother, how you doing, buddy? Haven't seen you since 4:30 or so.
I haven't seen you since Sunday. So you told me to talk about something. What did you just say?
Well, related to what you just said.
Oh yeah, so I've been a little under the weather.
A little under the weather. A little under the
my week-long vacation turned into 2 weeks, not both vacations.
Yeah. I went on this cruise and all I got was a
bad case of COVID.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which I have it's me knocking on wood, which I have avoided. And at this point I don't think it's likely to happen. We've been hanging out for a week now, and I haven't got it. So
yeah,
but I had it in June. So and you didn't. So turnabout's fair play. But
I apologize.
Put it in a free hat. JT says. Yes.
There we go.
I got the free hat.
Well, I got a hat. Yeah, I should have just given it to JT because it's too big for my head.
You need a hat, right?
Yeah, not cool. How are you doing, JT? I mean, obviously you didn't get it because you didn't tell us you did. So
yeah. This is growing back, but it's not going to be around for long because we got another cruise coming in October. I'm going to be underwater.
All right. Are you ready to start this thing?
Apparently, Sean has already found Steve. So
I didn't hide him well.
He wasn't hidden very well. I'll be honest with you. But good job. I'm not trying to take anything away from you, buddy. Good job. Yeah, let's get this show on the road.
Okay.
We got a lot to talk about today.
Come with me, we're going on a Fintastic Cruise. Pick your destination with news, tips, and reviews. But here is an item you might not have thought of. All of the things under the water. Nature surrounds us with elegant features. You can't go on a cruise and not see the creatures. So let's make some magic, let's get ecstatic. Instantly classic, maybe romantic. The wildlife around you, cinematic on your Fintastic Cruise.
Bon Beanie, thank you for joining us on another episode of Fintastic Cruising. I am Matt.
And I'm Kimbra.
And yeah, we just got back a week ago, almost a week ago tomorrow,
Yeah.
from our very first ever cruise on MSC.
I was going to say, you need to finish that sentence.
And it was a cruise. We're going to tell you all about it in this episode. We're going to give you the good, the bad, and the ugly of our MSC cruise and let you know if we recommend it and who we recommend it for or don't recommend it for in that regard. So before we do that, though, a little bit of housekeeping that we need to cover here, right? Yes?
Yes.
No?
Sorry, I'm uploading a picture that worked for me.
Okay. Are you saving that for the after the credits thing?
I can.
Okay. All right. Just wondering.
Is that a good spot to put it?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. So first things first, I just want to address the shark attack that happened in the Bahamas, because I feel like we as Fintastic Cruising have sort of a responsibility to talk about those things when they happen in the Caribbean and the Bahamas, because I don't know. And we're not like the authority on sharks or anything, but I feel like we have something to contribute. And here's why. Okay, if you don't know, there was a very sad, very tragic. There was I'm just going to say 50-year-old. She was a little older, 50-year-old lady who was fatally killed by a shark in a little island real close to Nassau over the weekend, I believe, wasn't it? Just this past weekend. You shouldn't be laughing right now.
No, I'm sorry. I was laughing at a comment.
Okay.
Sorry, I should have thought about the subject matter.
Yes. And to frame this, I'm going to defend sharks, but I don't want anyone to misinterpret that as me not having sympathy or realizing the weight of this tragedy. It is a tragedy. Of course, our hearts go out to the family and the lady that lost her life. It's horrible. But here's why I want to address it, because, of course, I started seeing things popping up all over the cruising community about it. And the kind of things I was seeing were messages or little comments like, oh, I'm never going in the water again. And that cruise should never have let them do that. And this is dangerous and all that. And I just want to put things in perspective. Shark attacks are rare, period. Shark attacks in the Bahamas are very rare, in the Caribbean even rarer than the Bahamas. There have been 33 provoked, and I'll explain what that means in a minute, shark attacks in the Bahamas since 1750. 1750. That's the year 1750. This is not a common thing. There was another tragic incident very close to this one in 2019, which is really weird. Most of those 33 attacks were not fatal, but that one was fatal as well. A different species of shark, from what I understand. The information on this latest attack is still a little fuzzy, but I think they think it was a bull shark, from what I understand. Anyway, I just want to say that we don't know why this happened. I have some theories. If you follow me in the Facebook community, you've heard me talk about them. I'm not going to get really into that in this, but I just want to say that your drive to the cruise port is way more risky than you going snorkeling in the ocean. Way more risky, like thousands of times more risky. So I hope that this doesn't make anybody have a fear of getting in the water, because there is so much to see that's beautiful. And anyway, that's just my little soapbox, because I want to give some love to sharks. I don't know. You want to say anything about it? Again,
You said things.
If you guys have questions about shark attacks and things like that, reach out to me. I'm happy to talk to you guys about it and stuff. So, hey, we got David Neal. There's a new face.
We had Larry popped in as well.
Oh, hey, Larry. And we got Adam in there. So, okay, that's enough of that darkness. We're going to get into...
I want to back up real quick my random laughter that was inappropriately
Your
timed.
misplaced random laughter.
Meg said, "Wonder if the drink package was worth it finally."
Well, you'll find out.
You'll find out all about it.
All right, so let's skip the commercial this week.
Skip the commercial.
I mean, we'll just mention we have a group cruise in March, and you should come on it. And if you want to, hit us up, fintastictravel@gmail.com.
Yep.
That's it, because we got a lot to go over. So let's get into this MSC thing. All right, MSC, if any of you don't know, is a cruise line that is based out of Italy, and they have a handful, a smattering of ships that sail out of the United States, Florida specifically. I don't know if they have any ships anywhere besides Florida within the United States.
I don't think
They were going to have one in Tampa.
they were,
but that's
which
still in
it's still Florida.
That's true. They have some in Canaveral, and they have them in Miami, which
Yep.
is what we went out of. I don't know if they have any in Port Everglades, but to me, that's like almost the same as Miami.
I think
because
that's
it's like
it.
throw a rock and hit it. Not really, but fairly close. So, if you watched our podcast, our recent podcast, we've talked a lot about this cruise because we had a lot of questions. We've heard a lot of things about MSC, and we wanted some good, some bad, and so we wanted to find out for ourselves what it was like. So we went on the MSC Seashore by the seaside on the seashore selling seashells. That not most
With
of that's
Sally.
not accurate. With Sally, yes.
Which is also not true.
No, it's not.
I'm sure
But
there was a Sally on the
there
cruise.
probably was. There
Yeah.
probably was. Anyway, it was a 7-night cruise, which was really nice because we realized that the last like 4 cruises we've been on have been 3 nights, 4 nights, 3 nights, 5 nights,
Yeah.
or 4, maybe just 4. I don't know. It was nice to be on a 7-night cruise again. I'm going to say that. But what we're going to do is I've got a list. We're going to go through it just to give credit where credit is due. We sailed with our good friend JT, who is in here right now as Cruise Talk. And so he helped us a great deal with these notes. Most of these opinions we shared, but there were some things that we teach their own kind of a thing, a little different perspective on it. And we'll probably get him on here again, maybe to go over that at some point, just maybe differences and stuff. But
Larry said that he watched us sail away on the live.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Thank you, Larry.
That's cool.
So here's a fun fact. Para DJ was on the what ship was
Sunrise.
it? The Sunrise, which was parked like bow to bow, and so we like reached out to them and we're like, hey, let's go get in the bows and we can, wave and bow and stuff. Turns out on MSC Seashore, unless you're in the expensive rooms,
The yacht club.
you can't get to the bow at all. So we're like, okay, D&J, we're going to meet you in the bow. We're on our way. And we're like, okay, we couldn't get there on that floor. We're going to go to the next floor. Okay, we still can't get there. How the heck do we get there? We couldn't get there. We couldn't do it. We did catch them as they sailed away before us. So we did get to do that's God save the Queen, right? We did get to do the wave to them as they sailed away, but we did not get to do the more extensive version that we had wanted to do. Anyway, there's our first comment on MSC. Unless you're in the yacht club, you can't get to the bow, which is kind of dumb.
Yeah, I was trying to think of a
Crappy?
bow pun,
Dumb?
but
Bummer, as Meg says. Bummer. It's kind of a bummer. All right, so we're going to go through this list. I've got a list of 59 points, but don't worry. It's
just list
probably,
them mostly.
That's what she says. That was not a joke in there. Right? Anyway, first thing is some of these are going to be negative, some are going to be positive. First thing is our check-in time got changed.
Yeah, so when it was booked, I think we were originally set to check in to get on the ship, or at least to get to the terminal at 10 a.m. And as we were like going through the check-in process and getting all of our paperwork, it said 2 p.m. And we were like,
surprise.
Well, that's a bummer because we are early to get on the ship kind of people, and 2:00 is like late.
Yeah, that's real late. It's very late.
I'm
And
gonna
so,
go get a drink.
okay. And so that was kind of, it could have potentially started our cruise off on the wrong foot. Now, I will say right now, this was sort of a free cruise for us, but it wasn't completely free, especially when we added the drink package. But anyway, so we tried to keep an open mind, and I will tell you that embarkation was long. We got there early because JT drove. Thank you, JT, for driving. But we left at like 7 a.m.
Yeah.
And then we just drove. He drove right down to Miami, and then we got there. We parked. I don't know. We got there way before 2.
Almost, it was between 11:30 and noon.
So
something like that.
yeah. So we go and they let us get in line. So we get in line. We're on the outside of the terminal. We get into the building. We can see the metal detectors.
Well, let's talk about the line outside though. Like, it wasn't just you walk around and go in. There were like 4 or 5 or 12 zigzags.
Yeah.
To get inside.
It was like we were at Universal going on the Harry Potter ride when it first opened.
Right. Yeah.
So yes, and I made this comment, which I thought was clever at the time, that MSC puts the line in cruise lines. And this turned out to be the case. But anyway, so we got into the building, and then they just shut it down, right? We sat in that spot for like probably 20-30 minutes.
Yeah, it was a long time.
Just sat there, like nobody's moving. And I don't know what was going on. Finally, they gave us the green light. We went through the metal detector.
Sorry, I'm going to back up again, talk about lines.
Nope.
While we were in there, it was again 6 or 7 zigzags.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't just we were in there.
Yeah.
But the weird part was, like, they had somebody as you got to like a certain point checking vaccination cards and passports and stuff to make sure you had the right paperwork to go on. And suddenly, once they stopped letting people move, they were doing that, like they were checking everyone's that was inside. So we were like,
a room of like probably 200-300 people.
Yeah, it was weird.
It was an interesting way of doing things. It didn't seem efficient to us. I don't know.
There seemed to be lack of organization, or at least it looked that way.
It reminded me of my high school, where we had a principal who tried so hard to control everything and just failed miserably at it because she was like so hell-bent on controlling things that it just didn't work.
Yeah.
But anyway, so once that opened up, it went pretty fast until we got into the main terminal.
Yep.
And then we had to go stand in a line, which it looked like it was going to take forever. It didn't take that long.
Nope.
To get to the line. We had to go to the counter. So it's kind of old school like that. And then they took your picture. They looked at our passports. They looked at my passport. Now, I just got my passport renewed in the last year. I've sailed on it or with it already. I mean, it's all good, but she was looking at my passport, and I think because MSC caters to like, I'd say Europeans, but really it's probably European, South American, different countries, people from different countries. And so, a lot of people do their year date things different than the United States. So I don't know, she looked at my passport wrong, but she kind of like started to say like it was expired. Like, lady, well, I just got this passport. Are you crazy?
So you said that once before, and I thought about it. And I was like, yeah, that's what she was doing. But it actually says like the letters of the month.
Oh.
Like it's JUN 16 or whatever.
No,
so I don't know what she was.
Yeah. She was a little confused, but anyway, it was fine. Then we got into another line. Okay, we didn't go sit down and wait till we're called. We just got into a line, and we were like the area above the waiting area. You just go, and the line started to move, but then you get on the gangway, and this is the longest gangway ever. Like, it was so long.
Like 3 or 4 zigzags?
Yeah, and then you get to the end, you go around the corner, it's like, oh my God, we're going to do that again. And then we were so like flustered by it that when we got to the last one, we did it again. I don't think we even noticed. Anyway, this was not looking promising at this point, right? So, but whatever, open mind. It's okay. JT's a cool guy. we're going on a 7-night cruise. It's all good. It's all good.
And we got the drink package.
We got the drink package. So, okay, so we get on the ship, and I have to tell you, this ship, beautiful. Oh my gosh. MSC Seashore is a gorgeous ship. Stunning. And we watched tours of it on YouTube and stuff beforehand, and it looked like a muscle car with like diamonds, which was interesting, but a little overpowering.
It didn't feel that way.
It didn't look like that it didn't feel that way yet when you were on it. It was really classy, just a beautiful ship. It really is an amazingly beautiful ship. It's in between the size. I think we determined it's in between the size of like maybe a Vista class ship and a Mardi Gras, to put it in Carnival terms. So it's a big ship. It's their, I think is it their biggest ship?
It's their newest ship, so it's probably their biggest.
One of their biggest, if not their biggest. It might not be their biggest, but it might be. I don't know. Anyway, like I said, the crowd's very mixed. So MSC caters to that, and you know, that's cool. Americans are definitely a minority group on that ship, which I thought was a, you know, kind of a cool cultural experience. It did have some downsides, but it had some upsides as well. So we'll kind of get into that. But one of the downsides is that because you had this mixed cultural experience, there was a lot of people that barely or didn't speak any English. And so in order to accommodate that, they had to make a lot of changes on MSC. And this is something that is going to probably bother some of you out there, and some of you it won't bother. Here's the thing that annoyed me, and I understand why they do it, and I know I don't know any way around it, but every announcement that they make is made in like 5 languages, back to back. So if they're saying, hey, welcome aboard the MSC Seashore, go and check out our main theater. Right now we've got blah, blah, blah in there. Da, 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 da. That's going to be repeated 4 more times in different languages. Like one time we went on the water slide, we went up, we had to come back down because we had to have a bracelet. We went back up, rode the water slide, got back up, went on the other water slide, came back down, and I swear the same announcements were still going. So
I need to interrupt you real quick, just because of editing the last podcast. You need to move your microphone closer to you.
Closer to me?
Yeah, because you sounded echoey last time, and I just realized the distance.
Okay, I will move it.
But sorry.
I'll move it a little closer. No, it's okay.
You're particular about sound?
No, I mean, it's a podcast.
Yeah, it is.
Right. Okay, so let's see. Where were we here? Okay. So, yes. Now, here is a plus to having multicultural people on board. MSC appears to be trying very hard to cater to the dietary preferences of all these different cultures. And if you are interested in eating different foods, like I am, this is a big, cool thing because they have a lot of different types of food there. Now, I would say that they had a lot of your standard, quote unquote, American fare. I think they had enough to satisfy most people. But the buffet, for example, the buffet was the largest buffet I've seen on a cruise ship, especially in recent years when certain cruise lines have been shrinking their buffets like a man in a cold pool. This buffet is huge, and it's got a lot of different things on it. It's not just like the same thing over and over again. There was a lot of diverse things on there, which was awesome. And the food quality of the buffet was phenomenal. The food quality on this buffet was, in my experience so far as a cruiser, it was hands down the best buffet food I've tasted.
I agree.
Nothing even compares to this. I don't love the buffet. I don't hate the buffet. I usually primarily eat there at breakfast time, but I have tasted different buffets on different ships at lunch and dinner.
I'm going to jump in real quick because Scott is asking if they had vegan options.
Yes, Scott, they did. But when I get to the MDR, I need to remember to talk about that because there was something that was different about their MDR options. But yes, in the buffet itself, there definitely were vegan and vegetarian options. I believe there were gluten-free options. I want to say they had that listed. No?
Sorry, JT said mac and cheese.
That's not vegan though, JT. That's just vegetarian. So because the cheese. But but yes, they definitely do. They cater to a lot of different.
The salad bar was a pretty big selection.
Yes.
I know that you don't want to just
It's the last
eat
thing
salad.
a vegan wants to hear.
But
you want me to just eat salad?
But it is an option.
It is. But they did have other things.
Yes.
And their food was fairly well labeled. Everything had a label. The labels weren't always where they were supposed to be. Sometimes you couldn't tell which labels went with what, and sometimes labels were missing. But on the whole, compared to other cruise lines, which I haven't seen a lot of labels at the buffet, and they're also very tiny to read, so you need to bring like your hand lens or something. But they did have that. So anyway, food was good quality. Let's talk about the pizza as I drink some more bourbon because I've got.
Well, I'm going to talk about the mac and cheese while you drink that. So
go for it.
The first thing we did was go to the buffet because there was really nothing else available. And it was, lunchtime. And huge buffet, like Matt was saying. I went for some mac and cheese because I am a sucker for mac and cheese. And it was some of the best mac and cheese ever.
So there you go. 5-star mac and cheese.
I mean, for
buffet.
For the rest of the cruise, I looked for mac and cheese on the buffet.
Larry, I'm drinking Buffalo Trace. Okay, so the pizza. There's some upside and some downside to this. The pizza is on the buffet, like within the buffet itself is the pizza.
Mm-hmm.
The pizza's good. It was good. I'm not super picky about my cruise pizza. Like I think all the cruise pizza I've had is good. None of it's like great. None of it's awful. I honestly, if you like give me 3 pizzas from 3 different cruise ships, I don't know if I could tell you which one went to which ship because I don't eat it that frequently that I could tell you. But I know some people are more particular about it. I think that, what did JT say? It was similar to Mardi Gras pizza?
Maybe.
I don't know. Anyway.
It was good.
It was good. And here's the thing. It's an Italian ship. So they should have good pasta and pizza, even though those are probably more mac and cheese and pizza are probably more American than Italian.
That mac and cheese was good.
But at least the way we think of them. So the pizza being on the buffet means that there was always pizza available during lunch and dinner. It was there. You didn't have to wait for it. You didn't have to order it. You didn't have to stand around, wait in a line. It's there. It's ready. It's hot. It's fresh. It's great. But if it's not lunch buffet or dinner buffet, you can't have any pizza. Maybe you could do room service pizza. We didn't really investigate the room service, but
I mean, room service pizza delivery was an option. I found that in the app.
But that doesn't really equal being able to go to a pizza thing 24 hours or whatever, like on, Carnival, some of the Royals and stuff like that. So, some ups and some downs with the pizza. Let's see here. Oh, okay. Here's a huge negative, MSC. If anybody from MSC listens to this is an American thing. I think maybe it's just a Matt thing, but no soft serve for free. Mostly. So you can get soft serve and gelato and you pay $50 for a cone, I think, or a bowl. $3.50. No, I'm not paying $3.50 for a soft serve. There were at least 2 instances when we saw soft serve available in the buffet for free.
Yeah.
One of them I was able to take advantage of, and it was good. It was standard chocolate, vanilla, or swirl. But that's it. So no soft serve for free. Big strike against you, MSC. Come on. You don't care. You don't really eat the soft serve.
I mean, I like it if it's there. I don't need it like you do,
like
but
said,
it was kind of disappointing to not have it as an option.
That's a big negative, and Meg's like bummer. Yeah. So, Meg is saying no LNP.
Late night
Oh,
pizza.
yeah, no late night pizza.
So I want to back up on that. I do think that they had pizza available until like 1 a.m.
Oh, really?
I feel like I
At the buffet?
read that somewhere,
So,
but I could be wrong.
so if they do, I apologize, but I didn't see it. But we weren't.
Well,
really
we were in bed by
But
9:30.
it's like it's just a buffet station. So
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
think
I
that
don't know.
station stays open.
So if anybody knows, correct us on that, and that will give them a couple points back. But you're not getting any points back for the soft serve. All right. So, okay, back to our room. Our room was not ready until 2 p.m.
Oh, it was 2:30
2:30
at least.
Right, but didn't they say it was ready at 2?
No, it was 2:30.
So we got on the ship. We had our dive gear. We had our tech gear. Like we had a lot of gear. And we were not packed light. We overpacked like crazy on this cruise, which is our fault. But you know, we tried to go to the room. It's not ready yet. Okay, we respect that. They make an announcement. Rooms are ready in 5 languages. We go to the room. And it's like, no, your room's not ready. He doesn't know what he's talking about. I'm like, it wasn't the captain, it was the cruise director, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, it's the cruise director doesn't know what he's talking about. But anyway, so I think we left again. So yeah, like 2:30. That's kind of late for your room to be ready, but whatever.
I don't know.
Whatever. I can get past that. This is still the first day, right? So we're having really mixed experiences. Lines, crazy, weird, you know, buffet's great, weird check-in process, and then the room's not ready. It's fine. We get in the room. Maybe you've seen we've got a room video up already. It's the only video we've got up, but the room was gorgeous. I mean, maybe the prettiest cruise cabin I've seen.
Yeah.
Also, it had a big painting of a whale shark, which might make me a little biased towards it. Sepia tones. Just gorgeous.
I told you I did specifically choose that room because of the painting.
You did? No, you didn't. You didn't know a painting was going to be in there. I believed you for a second. You betrayed my trust. No, so the room is beautiful, and it's like what did we hear that? I think JT said this is how the big, huge Royal Caribbean ships are, and I don't know, maybe Disney ships. But the closet is not on the side; it's like next to the bed when you go in, which it does rob you of some space, which was a negative on JT's list, but it didn't bother us. We felt like we had enough space, and we really liked that we were never in each other's way when somebody was in the bathroom and somebody was trying to get clothes out or something like that.
Yeah.
It changed the whole dynamic of the room. And I was a big fan of this setup. I thought it was a really, really nice. The balcony was huge. I mean, it wasn't like extra big it was a balcony, but
no, but the 3 of us sat out there very comfortably.
Yeah, it was a nice sized balcony. Definitely, you know, it was good. The shower and toilet, a little cramped. Toilet, I know JT had some concerns about that. We were kind of okay with the toilet, I think, but you know, if you need a little more space on the toilet, that is something to maybe consider, especially I think leg room.
I mean, it's tight quarters. The bathroom is a little tight.
The shower is very strange. It's glass doors.
Yeah.
That's a plus, but then it's like
shower angles were weird. The way that like the shower head was set up, you couldn't really easily shower.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
yeah,
I couldn't.
It was different.
I couldn't have the water spraying on me. Like I constantly had to turn the shower head back and forth to properly wash myself.
Yeah, it was an awkward shower, and I know that JT looked into that, and the only way to get around that is to get a suite. So, and that's a big price bump, you know. So, if that's an issue for you, that is something to consider about this particular ship. I don't know if the other MSCs are similar or not. Didn't really bother us. It was annoying. Like it's not my favorite, but
glass door was nice.
It was okay. Yeah, the glass door was.
Larry, we did not share a room with JT. He had his own cabin. He just hung out on our balcony.
We hung out with him a lot, though. I mean, we were like buddies on there for sure. Let's see. So one of the things that we talked about that we had heard a lot about was how much pressure they were going to give us to buy the drink package, to buy the dining packages and stuff like that. Like I was kind of like already like aggravated by this. Like I was expecting from what I had heard and what has happened to other people is they're sitting in the buffet dining area eating, and they're getting approached multiple times by people trying to sell them drink packages, dining packages. I don't want that. I don't like that. I don't need that in my life. I was waiting for it. I was ready for it. I was anticipating it with a cold sense of anger. It didn't happen. I mean, it happened a little bit on the first day.
Mm-hmm.
I think JT got a little worse than us, but it happened in a couple weird spots. So I think in the buffet, I remember on the first day, maybe a couple times them coming up to us in like maybe a bar or in the buffet area, but it was a real quick, no thanks. And they were gone. It wasn't like, like high pressure.
Yeah. I mean, I saw them walking around, but
Yeah.
I didn't.
I growled at them. So that probably, I'm so intimidated.
You growled at them.
The weird one was when we were waiting in line for guest services.
Yeah.
So it's day one. You're in a long line because this is the cruise line of cruise lines. You're waiting in line for guest services. You're probably not super happy about that. And there's like 4 people there trying to sell you packages. It's like, this is probably not when you want to target your audience.
Right.
So they did try and sell us something, and we were like, "Bah," and they were like, okay. And then that was it. But honestly, it was fine. Like I've had worse pressure on Royal Caribbean.
Yeah. When we were on Brilliance, I thought it was a lot worse.
Even on Freedom, I think it was worse. But then we
Oh.
bought it, so I don't know. It worked on us. But yeah, so it was fine. If that is a concern of yours, unless we had, because other people who I definitely trust have described different experiences to different degrees of issue. And if you watch videos, you'll hear people complain about that. But we didn't really experience that to an extreme that like altered the cruise experience, in my opinion.
No.
So take that for what you will. Okay. Muster.
Based on where you are on this list, we're going over an hour.
Okay. Well, that's okay.
I just wanted everyone out there to know.
Muster was weird.
It was weird. Yeah. So it was kind of like a mix between new and old and new with a twist.
Everybody had to go to their cabin. They're very controlling. This is what JT kept pointing out, and he was right. They're very controlling. You have to be in this line. You have to be in your cabin. You have to do this. And they want you, they're regulating you constantly.
And they won't tell you anything that's going to happen in advance.
No, that's another. I think that's on the list.
I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
That's part of the controlling.
It is. And so you go to but at least you're in your cabin. So you go to your cabin, and then you put on a channel, and then you're supposed to watch this video, and then you have to call on your phone. You have to dial a code, which they announce over the speaker in 5 languages. So you don't really have to watch the video, and then you have to go and like find your muster station and like get scanned or something, right? Isn't that what happened?
Yes.
Yeah. So if this would have been pre-pandemic and this would have been the muster, we would have been like, that was freaking awesome. But now that we've experienced like the way musters are post-pandemic, we're like, that was slightly annoying, and I wasn't expecting that to be annoying. It wasn't that big of a deal, but it was just weird that you had to go to your room. Like, go to your room.
Yeah.
So
sorry, what you said, and we haven't talked about Ocean Key yet, so you didn't miss anything.
No. Okay, MDR was decent. I thought it was on par with other cruise lines. There were things that we ordered that we really liked. There were things that we ordered that we didn't like. I think it was easier for me than it was for you or JT because I'm a little more free and loose with what I eat.
Yeah, I mean, so here's the overall arching that I found with this cruise was their pasta was always delicious.
It's an Italian ship. shouldn't be.
I mean, it was great. They had like on their everyday menu, they had I think 2 or 3 pasta options. So if there wasn't something on the daily menu option, I could look over to those pasta options because their pasta was always delicious.
Yeah. So yeah, they had like French onion soup every night, but it was not as good as
I didn't like
it
it.
was. It was okay. It was good, but it wasn't really good. But yeah, we had some really good food in the MDR, and we had some food that we didn't like. Some of that was our personal taste. Some of that was the food probably just wasn't that great. But on the whole, I would not say their food, because that's another knock they get. In my opinion, their food was as good as any of the other major cruise lines I've been on. I am not one of those people that's like, Carnival food sucks, Royal Caribbean food is great, or vice versa. I've had good food and bad food on both of those lines, and I don't know. I've had really good food on every cruise I've been on, and I've had really bad food on every cruise I've been on. Not that much, though, and most of that's personal taste. Anyway.
Todd canceled the vlogger cruise to go on our cruise.
Did he really?
He said we canceled the vlogger cruise. It was going to the same places as the Fintastic group cruise. And
Yeah.
he's going to book an
Wow.
MSC in January
Wow.
instead. I know.
Wow. Todd, we're going to listen to some punk rock on that cruise. I'm just saying that's going to happen. It's a thing that's going to happen.
And I'm going to do something with someone else.
All right. So here's, Professor Travel. All right. The vegetarian vegan thing. MDR night on Carnival, you can get the Indian option every night, which I am a big fan of Indian food. I love it. I know it's always there. If I don't see anything else, it's my go-to. Even if I do see other things, I'm always going to get the Indian food 1 or 2 nights minimum on a Carnival cruise of 7 nights. They did have Indian food, but not every night. They had a vegan option every night. Now, this may be good for people who are vegan that just don't want to eat Indian food every time.
I mean,
but it varied.
I would say that they not only had vegan, but they had vegetarian options.
They did. They had both.
Like both every night.
Yeah.
And some of it was multiple options.
Yes.
It wasn't like one thing.
The Indian, I got Indian the first night, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And it was fine, but it was not as good as what I'm used to getting on Carnival. So I was a little underwhelmed by that. It wasn't like the 3 options and all the papadums and it was okay. It didn't make me want to get it again. I would have, but every night that they had Indian, there were other things that I wanted, so I didn't end up getting it again. So I wouldn't necessarily say that's a horrible thing. It depends. It's, it could be a better thing, especially if you are vegan and you don't like Indian food. But okay, there's no song and dance at dinner.
Nope.
That doesn't, except for birthday stuff. They did do some weird.
Yeah, we could hear like
drums or something. It
was very noisy, but they weren't ever close enough for us to like really see or hear exactly what they were doing.
There's none of the towel or napkin
frilly
waving,
arms.
None of that. So some people really like that. Some people really hate that. I enjoy it somewhat. I don't really miss it if it's not there, but I enjoy it if it is.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really have a strong opinion about that. But for people that don't like it, they don't do that. So, and they don't do the song on the last day, which I love and hate at the same time.
Yeah.
I'm speaking of Carnival here. If you're not familiar, they sing a version of a John Denver song, which is "You're leaving on a fun ship," and it's very depressing and beautiful. Makes me cry. Anyway, yeah. So the time changes on this ship changed with local time?
Kind of.
Kind of?
Well, technically, yes. We'll say yes.
With the next port you're going to?
Yes.
At midnight or 2 or whatever.
Something weird.
So that was fine. It's not a bad thing or a good thing. It's just different than what I'm used to. And different cruise lines do this differently. I feel like different ships maybe have done this differently. I don't know. It's just a thing that you have to deal with, and you're gonna have to deal with it one way or the other.
Yeah.
This is just how they do it.
It was slightly confusing because our phones and watches changed but didn't change, and
Right, because they had us change, but then the next day we were still in the same time zone, so it didn't actually change.
it didn't change at the time that it actually changed.
So that was a little bit.
There was some
annoying.
confusion there, but as long as you go to like the cruise information thing on your TV, it tells you what cruise or ship time is. So you just need to set your stuff to that.
Right.
So it was
Not
fine.
huge deal.
We just had to kind of keep track of that a little bit.
Like I said, that's not a knock. It's not a plus. It's just how they do it.
Yep.
And if you are a casino person and you do not like putting smoke in your lungs, you'll be very happy to know that MSC, surprisingly, being a European cruise line where smoking I don't think is as negatively looked upon over there, no smoking in the casino. We don't really do the casino, but
it was nice to be able to walk through it.
it was nice that they could have it open to another floor.
Yep.
You could have it open because you didn't have smoke wafting up. But if you are a smoker, that could be a negative. If you're a non-smoker, that could be a positive. If you don't go to the casino like us, then you probably don't really care that much. But it's a thing on this ship. I don't know if it's consistent on all their ships or not. Speaking of, we did smell a little bit of cigarette smoke from our balcony.
But it was brief,
which is surprising.
Like
because again, my misconception of Europeans is that they're still big time smokers compared to Americans.
The couple times that I smelled it, I was like, I smell smoke, and then it went away.
Didn't smell any of the funny cigarettes at all, though.
No, it was just regular cigarette smoke.
And we're not going to go over the ports tonight because we won't have time. But I just want to say, even in Jamaica, I didn't smell any pot, which is probably just a weird anomaly, but I didn't smell pot on this entire cruise.
No.
Which, if you follow us, you know that's been like something I've been nagging about because I don't like the smell of pot and I don't like them smoking where they're not supposed to smoke. I don't care if you smoke pot, but I don't want to smell it and I don't want you smoking in the balcony where you're not supposed to do it. But they didn't, or we didn't encounter it. I'm not saying they didn't because they probably did, but we didn't encounter it. The hot tubs were warm.
Yeah.
Which is kind of become the standard on cruise ships, it seems.
But they weren't cold.
They were not cold. And they were plentiful and multiplied. No, they didn't multiply, but they were plentiful.
There were a lot of them.
And they were big.
Yeah.
The hot tubs, other than them, could have been a little bit hotter, but I'm not going to knock MSC because every cruise line seems to be like that now. The hot tubs were great.
Yeah. The
really nice.
One circular shaped one that we were in, I think there were 6 of us in there at one point in time, and you could probably fit, like, the way that people normally scrunch in, another 4 to 5 people in there comfortably.
Yes.
Or scrunched.
Now we'll get to this. There may be a reason why it was never crowded. We'll get to that in a bit. Breakfast buffet was very good. Again, huge buffet spread, lots and lots of options. The food was good. They had bacon every day, Carnival, and it was good quality bacon, good quality sausage. The eggs were proper eggs. They weren't like boiled eggs or whatever the heck certain places do.
The French toast was really good, which I didn't get until the last morning. And then I regretted it a little bit that I waited until the day we were getting off the ship to try it.
Water slides on this ship were, I think, very fun. There were 3. We did 2. Well, technically, there were more than that. There were just
the little bitty ones.
And the third one that we didn't do is kind of a kid water slide.
I don't know. We should have done it.
But they have one where you get in an inner tube. You can do a tandem or solo. And there's a virtual reality you can do, which we did not do.
I should have done it.
And then there's another one that's more of a traditional water slide. They're fast, they're good, but just be aware that you have to go and sign a waiver and get a wristband to ride them, which was really stupid and annoying because we walked all the way up to the top only to find out that we had to go all the way back down, get a wristband, sign a waiver, go all the way back to the top. I don't know why. This is the only cruise line I've ever seen that on, but that's a thing, and you have to do that. So just be aware of that, and you won't be as annoyed as I was if you already know it. But yeah, they were really good water slides, and they're right around this kid area that's like jungle themed. It's got like these bridges you can go across.
Sorry. Does this sound better, Todd?
Uh-oh.
They say that I'm louder than you. So just keep talking. I just need to know if I've done stuff.
Okay, but I don't see any response coming from my microphone.
I wonder if that's what
Are we
was wrong
using-
before.
Are we using the right microphone on Zoom? On
Well, there's not
oh, no, there's not. Yeah.
there's not a dot there.
Let me try something real quick. Huh. Sorry about that.
If you do this button, what's that do? Oh,
That
it didn't do anything.
make sure it's plugged in here,
I'm gonna turn it off and turn it back on.
so you won't hear us for a second. How about now?
Do we sound better?
It muted us, so you didn't hear anything we said. So the switch was off. Thank you, Todd, for sorting us out on that. I think we're okay now, but let us know. Yes. Okay. All right. Thank you, Professor Travel Scott. Okay. The kid area, jungle themed kid area, very cool. If I was a kid, I would really dig it. Had the bridges you could go across,
Which were fun.
Had a huge amount of water.
We went across the bridges.
We did. It was a good time.
All three of us as grown adults.
Yes, we did. So we did have the drink package, which we'll get into a little bit, but the bar service. This is a kind of a sort of a knock on this line.
Yeah.
In our experience on this cruise, bar service, with one exception, was kind of terrible.
Yeah.
Like we couldn't get served. The drinks were inconsistent, even from the same bartender. Go ahead and tell us your pet peeve, which didn't bother me at all, but it drove you crazy.
The glasses were very inconsistent. Like I got, I don't know, 3 or 4 pina coladas in one day, and they were not once in the same glass.
It's weird. They had a lot of different types of glasses, and they used them all.
They sure did.
I was like, I'm cool because I like chaos and disorganization sometimes, and
I just didn't understand it. Like it was just wrong.
It was funny. Anyway, however, the sports bar, which is very cool, by the way, we had very good bar service in there, and that's mostly where we went. So it might have changed had we gone to other bars, but
I'm going to back up a little bit with that too. We changed locations of where we sat in the sports bar, and our service changed with it.
Right, but there were like at least 3 bartenders in that bar that were very good.
Yeah, but it got better when we moved down to where they were.
Closer to where they were.
Yeah.
So,
but they were phenomenal.
They were great. Yeah, they did a good job. Now we had the drink package. There's 3 levels of drink package you can have, which is weird, and you pay more as you go up the tier. We paid for the middle one, which means you had access to drinks that were under $9 and under. So certain liquors you had access to, and others you didn't, which was weird because when you have them make you a drink, you could specify like a certain rum, but you had to make sure it was within your list, so you didn't have to pay full price for that $12 drink instead of a $9.
Right.
So that was kind of annoying, but the bartenders seemed to really do a good job of like getting to know you, and they knew which drink package you had, and they were like, you could do this one. Like, okay, cool.
Well, I also to kind of jump off of that, I kind of like that because we were sharing a cabin. We didn't both have to have our cards. We were linked.
Yes.
So part of that's probably because we had the same card on our account, like credit card. So it didn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess if we didn't pay for the drinks. But since JT was also linked with us, they knew because of how the drink packages work that if we had it, then he had the drink package too.
Right.
And sometimes they didn't take. It was inconsistent, but it was okay.
Yeah. What was great is like Royal Caribbean, you order a drink, they give you a drink. You don't have to sign anything. You don't have to worry about the pressure of the tip that you've already paid. It's all good. They just give you a drink, man. It's cool. And yeah, so JT says, just don't get the Meyer rum. Yeah, Meyer rum.
Oh, Meyer's
rum was nasty. If somebody out there likes Meyer's rum, I apologize, but
did you try it?
Yeah, I tried.
They gave you a little shot of it.
Yeah,
it was bad.
I did not care for it either. You guys didn't like it. I didn't like it. But we did like the Bruegel and we liked the Captains. We were getting
the Appleton.
Appleton. Oh yeah, Appleton was good. Like getting pina coladas with those instead of like the Bacardi white or silver or whatever, which is nasty stuff. But anyway,
Meg says inconsistency seems to be the theme here. It was
to some degree.
Yeah, there were some things that were that way.
Yeah. So here's why there's nobody in the hot tub and to some degree the pools. You can't have drinks in the hot tub or the pool.
No.
Like they won't come and take orders because you're not allowed to take them in there. There's a ledge in these hot tubs that would be perfect for a drink. No, you can't do it. You cannot do it.
And they're watching you.
Yeah.
Keeping you from doing it.
Yeah.
There's signs that say you can't do it.
I don't get it. It was stupid. That was annoying. But that's how they do it. So there you go. Let's see. All right. You cannot walk around the whole ship. Like I said, you can't access the bow. There's no place where you can just walk around the entire ship either. But overall, the pathway back and forth where you can go is fairly easy to navigate.
The biggest issue with, I would say, the front to back walking through, inside was fine. But if you were on like an outer pool deck or something, you can't do it.
No.
You can't, if you get out of the hot tub, you can't walk to a pool area without soaking an indoor area because nothing is open because of all the private places that you have to be special to go into.
And it didn't seem like it was that restrictive other than that. But
Right. Yeah. That would be the biggest issue. It's because we got out of the hot tub and wanted to go to a different pool area. We had to go down, walk through the buffet to get there. Yeah. Because you couldn't just walk on an outdoor deck.
Right. So now, okay, we're going to get to Ocean Key. We'll probably cover this in more detail in maybe another episode, but I do want to say a little bit about Ocean Key because this is MSC's private island. And I've talked to a few people who've been there and gotten a little bit of information on it before we went, including J&D. But we didn't know what to expect. Ocean Key is amazing. It's just, it's probably, I think it may be my favorite private island. It may be better than it may be better than Half Moon Key and Coco Key. Okay, whatever. Because look, I love Half Moon Cay. I do. I love it. There's more snorkeling at Ocean Key.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And for those of you that like Coco Cay and like all the extra stuff, you're not going to find that here. But as far as like just a beautiful island, this is a better island. It's spacious. It's beautiful. The beaches are gorgeous.
The multiple snorkel areas that are different.
Yes.
Like you get one thing from one area and something different from the other area.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I didn't spend as much time snorkeling.
I think I was in the water for 4 or 5 hours.
JT and I hit up the Lighthouse Bar. and that was my drunk day.
No sharks, Larry. No sharks. However, I wouldn't be surprised if you saw some because it's like right next door to Bimini, and Bimini has lots of sharks. I did see 2 octopuses, although I only realized I saw one, and I saw a lot of cool stuff. Snorkeling. It's not like the best snorkeling ever. Like I'd still rather go to like Grand Turk for snorkeling or Chankanaab normally, although our Chankanaab experience was weird this time, but it was beautiful. And the thing is, MSC calls us what? The MSC Foundation, which is supposed to be about, they called us what do they call it? A not a conservation area. They call it like a
preserve.
Preserve, yeah. And so they have a whole channel dedicated to the fact, and they have merchandise dedicated to the fact they're trying to help restore coral to this island, which they own, which is different than most of the other cruise lines' private islands. And I was skeptical, are they walking the walk? Or are they just talking the talk? I still don't know 100%, but from what I saw, it seems like they're walking the walk. And I was very impressed with this island and the snorkeling, and I think it's just going to get a lot better as time goes on. Yeah, and the bars. You guys were at the Lighthouse Bar.
Yep.
Which you saw the lighthouse in the screenshot of this, perhaps, but or the thumbnail of this. Just a really nice view. It's just a great view, and then you're there because it's their island. You can stay there as long as you want. So we were there for like 12 hours.
And the drink package works on the island.
Drink package worked on the island. And then at night, they get you on board and they have a light show at the lighthouse. You get this. It's just beautiful. It's just amazing. It's so close to Miami. It's like literally like 50 miles or something from Miami.
70 miles.
Is it 70 miles?
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's close. So you got all night to get back to Miami, which of course is easy to do. The liquor selection, they said, was not as good.
No, the liquor
Not that
selection.
she can remember it, but she was a little bit.
I was fine.
She was a wee bit intoxicated.
I could walk.
You could. I was surprised for a second. But
Yeah, the selection. I can't talk. Yeah, the liquor selection was, I mean, across the board on MSC kind of was a bummer, but it was like extra bummer on the island.
Yeah.
But I did okay because I drank my 6 drinks, 5 on the island and 1 not on the island. I hit my goal on that day.
Yeah, so the drink package we needed to drink 5 or 6 drinks a day. Did we get it? No, not even close.
I did on the last day.
We did it on maybe
I
2
felt
or 3
horrible.
days. Yeah. So
But I did it.
So was it worth it for us? Absolutely not. But you know what? It was fun. We really enjoyed cruising with JT, and we really enjoyed going to the bars and having drinks and not having to worry about it. Did we pay more in the long run? Absolutely, we did. Will we get the drink package again in the future? I'm going to say no. I don't know if that's true.
Well, we've said that 4 times.
But yeah, but it was fine. It was fine. You okay?
Yeah, I just I'm struggling here. I talked. That's why I'm letting you do all the talking.
Okay, so we've got some more stuff to go through. Now it gets a little bit, we started making a list while we were going home. So it's a little bit more sporadic. But Disembarkation was, everybody does self-checkout.
Apparently.
Apparently MSC thinks nobody does that. So we got there like a half an hour early to when we were supposed to be able to start getting off the ship. And the line was like through the entire ship.
Yeah.
We stood there for the full 30 minutes. Once it started moving, it did start moving, but they did weird stuff. Like it was more of the back and forth line, but where we were was right at the end. So we were in the line, and then they told people that were behind us to just go. So we got cut by like 25 people or something, which was very annoying.
But once we started moving,
it went pretty fast.
Yeah. And unlike the embarkation, getting like out of the terminal was quick. They did the Face ID picture thing. JT had actually, which was really weird. JT, let me back up. JT doesn't have a passport, so he uses his gift certificate, not gift certificate, the birth certificate and ID. So he had to go to a separate line. And Matt and I got, well, he was still at the Face ID thing. And I walked through and the security guy like stopped me and was like, "Ma'am, who are you with?"
She looks a little shady, doesn't she?
I turned around and, Matt's still staring at the iPad thing. And I said, "That guy." And I've got, tons of stuff on me, like my scuba gear and my bag and stuff. And then I'm turning around trying to find JT in this other line. And I'm like, "And that guy?" And he said, "Okay, go ahead." And I'm like, "What if I said something different? What would you have done?"
That's pretty good. It's pretty good. Now, you have to put your credit card in either online or you have to go to these weird machines and do it on the ship. And we weren't sure if we had ours. We thought we had it working. But then at the end, when you're getting off, like the person in front of us, like hers like went because her card wasn't hooked up to it. So they like pulled her off the side. Her husband had already gone through.
Yeah.
And he's like, "That's my wife. That's my wife." So they, so make sure your card's working if you come.
Yeah, well, like, because JT had to go to that machine because his stuff wasn't right on his app, and he had done it online in advance.
Yeah, so make sure that's working.
So
Ours
I don't
worked.
know what I did differently, but apparently I did it right.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. So let's see what else we got here. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, here's a big negative we had in our experience. The dock that we got on was too down from where we got off of the ship.
Yeah.
So when we embarked, we parked by that terminal. When we got off, we had to walk it was like a 10, 15 minute walk.
It was a 17-minute walk.
With all of our gear. Like my back hurt for like 2 days after that because it was standing for 30 minutes and I wasn't smart enough to put my stuff down. And then, so that was a little frustrating. And they didn't tell us. The only reason we knew was because JT noticed it when he looked out the window. Otherwise, we would have got off the ship. And this happened to other people. They were like, "Where did we park?" And we're like, "You follow us." So that was really stupid. That was really, really stupid. But anyway, okay, here's some other hit things. So they have smart elevators. Which
Sorry. Meg said I had TSA stop me on the way home and she asked me what was in my pockets and patted me down. I said nothing. The lady, when she was done, said, "You're right. We must be intimidating or something." That's it, Meg.
Great. So the elevators are smart elevators, which smart elevators are great if people know how to use them. Nobody knows how to use them. Well, I mean, some of us, we know how to use them, but most people don't. And so the elevators were fine most of the time on the ship because even though the ship was full, it didn't feel crowded.
It didn't. The only time it felt crowded was like the buffet at lunchtime.
In Embarkation and stuff like that. But
right.
So whatever. I don't know. I still don't know how I feel about smart elevators, but they have them. Let's talk about the main theater show.
Oh, you want to go into that much detail or just some general? How much time do we have for that?
I mean, you want to save it? You guys know how I feel about shows on like Carnival and stuff. I'm not a huge fan of the music, song and dance shows. I love proper theater. Not a big fan of those, but I'm willing to do what I need to do to make people happy. And so we went to. So
the first show that we went to was called Coast to Coast. I didn't save the description about it, but basically it's songs from the U.S. across the states.
That was the idea, across time, I guess, too, because it spanned a good.
Yeah, it was like the songs that make
decades
the U.S. what it is.
It was like songs about different areas.
The description.
Some of the songs were.
Right. That is what the description said.
Okay.
That's my point. Now you can talk about what it was.
It was the best. It was the best show I've ever seen on a cruise ship in that format. The costuming on the ship is elaborate. It makes no sense at all, but it's very elaborate. They do random Cirque du Soleil stuff, which is really cool, but it's random and doesn't make any sense. the artists on there are heavily accented, and so, which is fine, but they're trying to sing these American songs and they're changing them a little bit, and it just was missing the mark in a beautifully horrible way.
The costumes.
Well, I said the costumes
did you
were
say the
elaborate and random.
Okay, I didn't hear that.
JT and Kimbra were like cringing. I was sitting on the edge of my seat. I couldn't wait to see. It was like watching an old movie with Divine in it. We just saw John Waters on something, but if you know who that is, it was just beautiful tragedy. I loved it.
Todd said our MSC show had a lot of butts. There were a lot of butts in this show.
Yeah, they're very like flip their skirt up wearing thongs kind of.
Yeah, like they're little leotards. Like some of them kind of covered some butt, but by the end of it, it was like butt cheek central.
It was amazing. It was hilarious, and they closed it with "Born in the USA," but with a thick accent.
Yeah,
and it was just.
It's like you were not born in the USA.
Loved it. They loved it. But again, remember, Americans are the minority. It's like somebody trying to do America and just not really getting it. And so I really appreciate it for probably all the wrong reasons. But that's
you want to talk about the other show?
The other show. So then she's like, well, I'll give it another chance. There's this show called Enchanted Forest. So we go to this one, and it starts with beautiful scenes. I mean, they're elaborate scenes, costumes. There's a girl in a fairy dress. She's on a swing. She's singing. She's a good singer. There's like a person there's like a story developing here. It's supposed to be good versus evil and all this stuff. And it's like, wow, this seems like it might have some potential. And then somebody comes out in this weird sort of Kiss meets Elvis costume and starts singing "Welcome to the Jungle" with a thick accent and a different beat. And it was just like, oh, here we go again. And sure enough, we ended up with like a Mr. Potato Head out there randomly. And then
just randomly standing there.
After everybody else left.
A clown on a tricycle.
And then at the very end, they had all these characters come out that hadn't even been in the whole thing. Like there was a guy with a fox head and a bird head. And it was phenomenal.
It didn't make a lot of sense.
It was like watching a really horrible B movie, like Plan 9 from Outer Space or something. It was bizarre. So yeah, then they have the cabaret, which is not really a cabaret.
No,
it's like a place you can go down and sit. There's a low stage and there's a place you can go up high. And they had, when we were in there, it was cover band stuff. There was a band, I can't remember.
Off the Record, On the Rocks.
Yes. The first night they did like popular.
It's music of today.
Yeah, but it wasn't
today's
really
hits.
Today being like the last 40 years or something.
The only one that I would say that was outside of today's hits was, what was the song? The old song.
Didn't they do like a Journey song?
No.
No, that was the rock one.
I can't think of what it was. The really old song.
No, I don't even remember.
Was it Whitney Houston?
Oh yeah, they did a Whitney Houston.
Is that who it was? Yes. Okay. Other than that, it was like Shake It Off kind of time frame. Yeah. Taylor Swift. Yeah, like it was today-ish.
Yes. So the lead singer, I think, was pretty talented. There were songs that she did really well and others she didn't. But overall, I mean, it was kind of a cool venue. She like was out, going upstairs and stuff. Like it really has a lot of potential and we enjoyed it. I mean, we definitely enjoyed it. Then we came back for a Michael Buble show, which I'm like, Michael Buble? I have no idea. But you guys enjoyed that one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good.
JT and Kimbra liked that quite a bit. And I thought the guy was like, he was entertaining. I didn't love the music, but it's just, that's my personal taste. But I still enjoyed the show, which is something for me. And then they did like a classic rock. And she rocked a Pat Benatar song. Like it was awesome. And then the other stuff they did like hair bands from the 80s. It's not my thing, but And then they did a couple of it. They did some weird things, but then let me just tell you, in both shows, they have a keyboardist, and he seems like a very nice man. He's probably a wonderful keyboardist. Not a great singer when they had him singing songs, just a different personality. And
but he was dedicated.
he was very dedicated. And what was the song he did?
No Satisfaction.
Yeah, he did I Can't Get No Satisfaction, but it was like, I can't get no satisfaction. And that was the whole thing. It was interesting.
But he was running around. He was
American,
kicking. He was, yeah. He ended with the drop thing.
He did like the splits, didn't he?
Well, but it's a specific move. I think there's a drag queen that does it's the move. It's a specific move.
It could be.
I only know that from
It
Glee.
was weird, but it was fine. We enjoyed it. We enjoyed our time in the cabaret. Like there were some things that we kind of laughed at, but we did really enjoy the cabaret. Then we went to the Ola Cantina, which was $18 per person, all you can eat, or you could do a la carte. We did $18 per person. The food was really good there.
Mm-hmm.
We got a lot of it. Yeah, if you like Mexican food, I would recommend it. Let's see. We're like I said, we're kind of skipping around. Pools and hot tubs close by 8 or 9, which seems to be getting more common on cruise lines.
Yeah, but that's just so early.
It is kind of a drag.
Like
but
you finish dinner and you want to go to the hot tub.
Yeah. There's no hand soap on this ship.
Yeah, half of the bathrooms didn't have soap, or going into the buffet.
We went from you can't walk 10 feet without getting squirted with hand sanitizer to there's not even soap. So that was interesting. But whatever. I mean, I found soap, but there's no soap in the shower. The shower had shampoo and gel, and the gel was empty. And I told my room steward, said, "Hey, by the way, that shower gel's empty." And she's like, "Oh, we don't have any soap. Do you want me to get you a bar?" I'm like,
why isn't that just standard right now?
Please. I guess a lot of people bring their own soap, but I don't, because I don't care that much about soap. But so just be aware of that. But yeah, there was a lot of there were some challenging communication issues on this ship. But like you can't, like she was saying, you don't get to see the schedule for the next day until like late that night before.
Well, sort of. So their app, do you have anything about the app?
No.
Okay, so their app is okay. But until you figure out where to go for what, it's kind of hard to use. And interesting. The daily schedule, you can't see it for the next day until that day. So they'll give you like the daily planner schedule that night, but not until like 9:30 or 10 p.m. Well, we're in our room ready for bed at like 9:30. So there were some days that we didn't get it until the next morning. Like, how can you plan out your cruise if you don't know what's going on?
Right. Larry's saying we're froze, so I don't know.
That might have been me that froze because I was
okay.
reading and.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. So that's kind of weird. There's no towel animals on this cruise.
No.
And also, oh, by the way, she said Meg says Dewey had body wash.
That's what I was pausing about.
Oh, okay. Which that's interesting because we didn't.
Yeah.
So. But he cruises so much, they probably give him the royal treatment.
Probably.
Although I don't think he's been on MSC that much. So
a couple times, yeah.
All right. They had a magic show there. It was I like magic shows, so I enjoyed it. But the magician started off pretty weak, was making obvious mistakes. Had an interesting sense of humor, but that was okay. But then he kind of picked it up at the end.
Yeah, it got better.
I don't care. I would welcome a bad magic show on a cruise. I like magic shows. I don't care if it's campy, bad, amazing. I don't care. I like magic shows, so I appreciated that. Yeah, Paul's like night owls. Yeah.
Yeah.
Infinity pool and elevators are cool in the aft. So yeah, there's really cool infinity pools in the back of the ship, and there's elevators that go all the way up, and you can see out, and they're really beautiful views. And there's that sky bridge thing, or whatever it's called.
Yeah,
up
at the top.
There's a couple of those. One at the very top and the back. Those are really cool. as
So
well.
that the infinity pool in the back is also adults only.
Right. That's right. That's right. And just a couple more random points. You cannot bring soda or wine or water or anything on board with you. So
Right.
be aware of that. That kind of sucks. And they have a mini bar, which they did have it locked when we got on board, but our room steward unlocked it right away. And I think JT was kind of given the impression that, if you take something out of there, just replace it and then I won't have to charge you for it. So I don't know. Mini bars to me are silly, but they don't bother me. They're just, I'm not gonna pay $5 for a bottle of water, especially when I have the drink package and I can go get one for free.
Right.
So I don't really know the point of it, but yeah. So those are all of our notes. Now let's just recap that. Okay. MSC. Would you go on it again?
Yes.
I would too. I would say that on the whole, I probably enjoyed this MSC cruise more than Royal Caribbean cruises I've been on.
I agree. I really enjoyed this cruise.
I mean, you heard me bitch about it a little bit. Sorry, Mom. Complain about it a little bit. But honestly, the things that I was complaining about are pretty minor. And if you know about them, they're even less of an issue. And there's a lot of upside. If there was a Carnival ship going at the same price or close to the same price, I would go on that. I haven't been on enough Norwegians to tell you, but I really did enjoy this MSC cruise. And yeah, I would definitely sail it again. I thought I enjoyed the diverse crowd. I enjoyed the food. I enjoyed the room. I'd still go on Carnival over it because Guy's Burger and the tacos and all that stuff. But yeah, I've lost everybody now to the dog.
I'm sorry. He was being noisy.
What about you? Where would you rank MSC?
I'd probably put it in a similar place. Carnival's kind of where we vibe.
Yeah.
But I would absolutely go on MSC.
Yeah.
Over and over again. I would love for them to actually come to Tampa like they were going to prior to the shutdown.
Yeah.
And I think that would be a cool way for us to get maybe some short MSC cruises in.
If I would do it just to go to Ocean Key. Like I liked Ocean Key that much. Like it'd be worth it for that. So yeah, and I'm not knocking, Royal Caribbean. There were things that I really liked about this experience, and the island really kind of puts it over the edge for me. The price comparatively, because even though we got a really good deal on this, normally their pricing is better than even Carnival. There's definitely some improvements that could be made. There are definitely some things I like on other lines besides Carnival more than MSC, but on the whole, yeah, I would give MSC a thumbs up. Now, it's not for everyone. It is going to have a niche crowd to some degree. It's definitely catering to, non-English speakers from Europe and different places. And if the food choices and stuff, if that's something that's going to be an obstruction, then you might not enjoy the line as much. But I kind of enjoy that immersion into little toe tip into other cultures. So I thought it was kind of cool. But anyway, yeah, that's MSC.
That's MSC.
Let us know what you guys think if you're listening out there. We haven't gotten any reviews on iTunes for the podcast in a long time. I think Dan was the last one. It was over a year ago. Give us a review over there. Give us a thumbs up here. Let us know in the comments if you've been on MSC. Would you go on MSC? Did you like MSC? Did you hate MSC? Where do you rank it? Let us know that information. We'd be curious to have that conversation.
I want to quickly, just because I'm going to shout out to MSC, because this was, we went on this cruise mostly because it was a travel agent special.
MS free.
MS free. Is that what you just said? So of course they provided us with some materials, which is kind of cool. One of them being the hats.
And this is, look at that. It's got the little Italian flag on it, and then the the ship there.
But they gave
Very
us,
cool.
some little pamphlets, which is really cool. Like this one in particular, I know most of you don't care, but I think it's awesome that, yes, they're giving us this cruise, but they actually provided a great way for me to be able to help sell. So, they gave some information, they put it out there, they gave some specifics, charts and whatnot, and I think that was really cool.
And they're not buying our loyalty if you've seen our review of Virgin. So
no, I'm doing
that
it
was free
because
too.
I wanted to know the line. I want to be able to help you all cruise on the line, and now I want to cruise on it more.
Yeah. So if you're interested, just contact Fintastic Cruising.
No,
fintastictravel@gmail.com. Okay. So, all right, we have to do a cruise creature, right?
Oh yeah. Do you have that prepared?
I will. Will you run the
Yeah.
thing there? So I'm going to share a video here because it has our cruise creature. That's weird looking. Hold, please. I'll fix it. It's just going to take me a second here. Here we go. And then let me make this full screen.
Yep.
Okay. So this was at Ocean Key in very shallow water, probably 2 or 3 feet of water, and came across this cruise creature, which is called the red-eared herring.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess we didn't come across a cruise creature. We came across thousands of these things. And I thought it was one of the coolest things I've ever seen. There were when I say thousands, I'm not like exaggerating. There were thousands of these fish, and they were there for hours because I went back and ate lunch and then went back in the water and found them again. And you can see those barjacks that were hunting them. And there were also some barracuda, which may or may not be in this video, that were like on the outskirts and swimming through and hunting these herring. It was the coolest thing ever. Now, I thought it'd be cool to talk about these herring, but really what I want to talk about is our fish schools, because fish will school, and everybody knows that, they stay in schools for protection, makes them look bigger, safety numbers, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. But maybe you don't know, or maybe you do, how they do this, because that's a lot of synchronization there for all these fish. Look at them move in the same direction on cue.
I bet I know how.
You know how they do that?
It's called the lateral line.
You got it. So, well, they use a combination of vision and the lateral line. So the lateral line is something that pretty much almost all fish have. There are exceptions, and it runs down the side of their body as you would think a lateral line would. And it's very sensitive to pressure changes and vibrations in the water. And so they are going off visual and other sensory cues that allows them to synchronize and swim in the same direction, which is a very effective way to keep from being eaten by barjacks, but not 100% foolproof, because we saw several barjacks and a few barracudas get meals. I don't know if I caught any of it on camera. I've got literally, this clip's almost over, but I've got probably close to 2 hours of footage of this, because I just floated out here for probably an hour and a half overall. I just really, really enjoyed it. Okay, let me stop sharing here. There we go. So, yeah. But what a cool experience. This was at Ocean Key. Is this a feature of Ocean Key? No, this could have happened anywhere, but this is just a testament to the health of this area and just an amazing experience to be able to stand out there, float out there, and just see all that life. It was just really, it's just really cool.
It was really cool.
It's very cool. All right. Let's wrap it up because we have gone over. Down Under Cruisers coming on in about 4 minutes. We're going to do our credits. We'll come back and talk to you guys for a few minutes, and then we'll maybe head over there. But thank you guys for hanging out tonight for this long episode. And let us know if you have any questions about MSC. We'll try and answer those for you and what you think. All right.
All right. Well, on that note, it's time to head for the horizon. And until next time, seize the day.
Oh, sorry, I was reading comments. Have a fantastic week, everybody. And we're back in the room. So, a couple fun things to share with you guys before we head out. Thank you, Scott. It's a fun podcast this week. Great show as usual. Thank you, Chris. We got 2 lizards in the last week. 2, not 4. That's 2. 1, we got in Grand Cayman. We got a real blue iguana from Grand Cayman. Look at that. How cute. How cute is that? Look at this. Check this out. Hey, Carnival. Look. Is it going to focus in on it? No. This is an actual blue iguana this is a plush toy, but there are blue iguanas. You don't have to make up some weird, funky story about a blue colored green iguana. They exist. Change your story. Of course, we love blue iguanas, and Grand Cayman, or the Cayman Islands, is where you find them. And we found this one. Oh. So that was one lizard that we got on this cruise, and then we got back, and before Kimbra got caught with COVID, we went to Repticon, and Kimbra got a new lizard friend. Tell us about your lizard friend here.
This is a gargoyle gecko, and his name is Jasper.
Actual size, no matter what screen you're watching.
Yeah,
no, he was born in May.
I thought he was born in March.
Oh, maybe he was born in March. I thought it said May, but it could have been March.
March 28th.
She should know more than me.
I also have a picture of it.
Oh, there you go. So to give you a scale, this lizard is probably 3 inches long?
Yeah.
About 3 inches long. It's a little baby. They don't get huge. They get about 6 inches long or so?
7.
And they are, where are they from, Kimbra?
New Caledonia.
Where's New Caledonia?
It's by Fiji.
So it's over in the Pacific near Australia and Indonesia and all that stuff.
I looked at a lot of map trying to come up with a name, and then didn't use any of that for its name. These
lizards don't like hot weather. Their perfect temperature is
74 to 84 degrees.
Oh, 74. Oh, I thought it was cooler than that, actually. So they go
That's why I haven't lowered the temperature at night.
Oh, okay. Okay. So you go under 84, over 84, and these guys get into trouble.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they like it. They like it cool. They don't need any special lighting because they're nocturnal. You can tell by his little eyes there. And they eat, in the wild, they eat mostly fruits.
Yes, they are fruity eaters.
Do you know what you call a fruit-eating animal?
A fruitarian.
No.
What's it start with? Give me the letter.
F. Starts with F.
Oh, shoot. What's the second letter?
R.
Dang it. What's it end with?
E.
A fruitivore.
You're close. A frugivore.
Oh, I did know that. I've known that word.
Is a fruit-eating animal. So they are frugivores, and so they actually will eat these. There's companies that make these all-in-one diets that are different flavors and stuff, and you just mix them with water, and they're like little gels, and they'll eat that. They do like insects occasionally, but you don't have to give them insects very often or at all, but we will because we love Jasper. So, but yeah.
Scott said, I say your blue iguana needs to be fed, but he looks stuffed.
He is stuffed.
Also, Jasper does not have eyelids, so his eyes are always open, and he licks his eyeballs, and
Yeah.
I've seen it already.
Have you seen him? do it?
Oh yeah, he did
We
it
don't
the
know if
other
it's a
day.
him, by the way.
Oh, don't know yet.
We don't know what pronoun to use for this lizard, and we won't until it gets bigger, and then we'll be able to tell. But so right now, Jasper could be a girl or a boy, and we don't care which one it is. But
Larry said, "How many creatures do you have?"
6, 7, counting Reno.
3 lizards, 3 snakes.
3 lizards, 3 snakes, 1 dog, 2 humans.
Yeah,
And we're probably done unless we get a bigger place to live.
I'm done.
So-
I mean, but that's the thing about Jasper is he has a small thing. He's not going to need a big space.
No, we actually just upgraded almost all of our reptile habitats to make them more compact, but they're bigger or as much space as they had, but they are units that are you can stack and do different things with and stuff. And
the only way I'd say we'd be getting more is if I decide to end up breeding the geckos. But
Scott says they might be non-binary lizard. They might prefer they or them. And if they do, then we are 100% supportive of that. So.
That's fine. Jasper is Jasper, whatever Jasper is.
That's right. But yeah, so Jasper's a little cutie patootie. And yeah, that's it.
Do you like Jasper?
I like Jasper. Yeah. Jasper is very much your lizard, though.
Like Reno's my dog.
Like Reno's your dog.
But the rest of the animals are ours.
Yes. But you really wanted Jasper.
You didn't want Jasper?
I mean, I wouldn't have gotten Jasper on my own.
Okay.
That's the difference. But I do think Jasper is really cool.
Look who just stopped in.
Hey, it's your mama.
Look, this is Jasper.
My mom calls it a grand lizard. So.
Yeah. I think she said grand critter.
Grand critter, probably. All right. Anything else we need to cover?
No, I need to stop talking so that I can stop coughing.
Yes. You are feeling better, though.
I am feeling better. Actually, I think the Mucinex has helped.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, we're going to take it easy this weekend. We're going to just rest and relax and let Kimbra get back to 100%. But yeah. So there you go. All right. Anything else we got?
No. Not that I can think of.
Okay. Well, again, thank you for joining us. We're going to probably head over down into Cruisers for at least a little bit and check it out. You guys should all do the same because they are awesome and we love them. So go check out Down Under Cruisers and we will see you guys next week.
All right. Bye.